Peace to all beings, we are here. Mercy for those that understand. Peace to all beings. If you're really trying to figure out what the purpose of life down here is as you're working it, I'll give you a clue. We'll say you're studying God the Father. You're in class. That was an Amber Alert that just came over my phone with a car description. But you're really here in your study of the Father. Awareness of all things and pleasantry of space. The things you have to do around you, like clean your house, are purposeful intents there. It's for you to focus on the presence of the Father showing up, because that's the times that you're in. That's why all the scandals and all the exposures are occurring. You can't hide now. It's going to come out. Forgiveness of yourself is important. Forgiveness of others. And remember here, you're studying the Father. You're studying God. You are studying the course called God in the habitation of the planet Earth. And you realize you're not the only one here. Just looking around you at your cultures. Never mind the race you're in. And looking around at the creatures that are above you and the demons that are influencing you and that sort of thing. This is a God study course, first class. You're in it. You're not going to have anyone to blame as you get through this thing, except yourself for not doing what you're supposed to do. What you knew in your heart to do without what you call glorification of the ego. And when you find out what the ego really is, you're not going to like it too much. Some of it. It's very sticky stuff. Very sticky stuff. But it needs to adjust itself, because that's what you need here to work with. The ego is being taught to study God. That's the right side of your brain. In the studies, there's laws. When you follow the 10 of them, you're going to be okay, because that's the basics where you are. There's much more, of course. The I amness. And you're in the God course. Literally. You're in for your degrees, your baptisms, and all of the other things. There's a recognition of self that's going on now, and that recognition is going to be recognized by everybody else. It's how you maintain the space of your presence. How you maintain the space of your presence. Your feeling presence. The awareness of the awesomeness of the space between you and the tree. Because there's life there. Immense life. And you're in the shifting of consciousness now to understand that. And the reason it's taken this long is because when you're working with the space between you and the tree, you've got to be gentle. You've got to be calm. Because this shift is happening. The volcano just went off in Hawaii. You saw that. That's sulfur. You don't live long breathing sulfur. I don't care how old you are. They're saying it affects the elderly. It affects the youngest more because they have more oxygen they're bringing into their body. They're therefore more sulfur. Sulfur dioxide, not good to kill you. There's a wake-up going on. Nobody's paying attention to Pele, the goddess fire, goddess of the volcanoes. God's the territory, literally, in a spiritual sense. She knew who was coming, when, on her property, where, why, and what for. And you better respect her before you enter that gate. Or acknowledge her for sure. Because she's watching. This is the times we're in now. So peace to all beings. And always bless your water. And remember your prayers. And after the leader of the prayers says amen, everybody says amen then at the same time. And that protects the space. Then the conversations can start. That's the pleasantry of boundaries. Consciousness, eating and dining together, thankful and grateful for the food they've been given. Peace to all beings, and then miracles happen. You start understanding the course that you are in. Life course, which is God. God is life. And you're finding out that those scales of judgment that you've been carrying around with everybody, for everybody else, and this and that and the other, weighing heavily on you now. That's part of the anxiety feeling. What's showing up next? Because you haven't planned your day. You haven't said your prayers at night for your day tomorrow. You haven't woken up in the moments of the things you had to do in your day to get them done. So you're going to have a successful afternoon. We call it the peace and quiet of 3 o'clock. If you understand the numerical significance of that, you're well understanding the journey of life and time here. So blessings and peace to all beings. Thank you for listening. We are through.